What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Lennox Lewis. Big up, England. Big up. Lennox Lewis has this to say about his pupil, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And this is what he said. Lennox Lewis gives an honest verdict on Deontay Wilder. He says, quote, "What he said didn't make sense to me." Wow. The last undisputed heavyweight king was watching on when Deontay Wilder took his most recent loss and has now given a verdict on him and what he saw. And he said, "I don't know what he was focused on, but mentally he said it was the money. They paid me. I wasn't really ready, but I came out and gave them this for a little money. It doesn't matter what way it goes. I'm prepared for a loss. I'm prepared for a win. Let God decide." He lost his spark, okay? And he then pointed out that there are certain things Wilder hasn't had to learn in his career because he has always been able to knock people out, so advised him to get a new coach, okay? And he also said this: get with someone who can make those powerful punches even more lethal by working on other stuff like a great uppercut, a great hook. Surprise them. They're looking for the right hand. Hit them with an uppercut, a hook. And citing Wilder's below par punching stats, Lewis then claimed Wilder didn't take the fight that seriously. He said, "I think his business mind took it because he was in no way prepared for Parker, not even with a warm-up fight. He said he's not going to be rusty. He's not Houdini. Everyone gets rusty. What he's saying didn't really compute to me." And those are the words of Lennox Lewis. And let me counterpunch. Backtrack what he first said about the money issue, why Wilder said that he did it. He said mentally he said it was the money. They paid me. I wasn't really ready, but I came out and gave them this for a little money. It doesn't matter what way it goes. I'm prepared for a loss. I'm prepared for a win. Let God decide. He lost his spark. Well, basically, Lennox Lewis saying he lost his spark. And I find that real poor in character for Wilder to say that after he lost, because he wasn't saying that before he fought. Now, I know you got to, sell fights because of the sake of getting paid for the fight that you're about to engage into, but I don't understand all this after talk and all of this hindsight stuff, okay? And the reason why, it's like, okay, you didn't say that before. And I don't know about everyone else. I was saying, hey, Wilder hasn't fought in so long. Why hasn't he fought anyone else? That's going to be a factor. Everybody knows, and everybody was on the bandwagon. Oh, Wilder with the right hand. When he hits you, when it lands, he's going to KO you. It's a game changer. It's this, it's that. It's going, like, it's almost like a magic trick. All he has to do is go abracadabra. Like Lennox Lewis mentioned Houdini. Everybody gets rusty. Okay? So I'm on the same level with Lennox Lewis with this, on that behalf of saying that it's rusty. Like, what are you doing, really? Like, what were you thinking if you knew how to actually be ready for a fight? Okay? Some message came in and kind of threw me off. But nonetheless, he thinks that Deontay Wilder should change trainers. Well, I don't know about changing trainers. But would it be a bad idea? No. However, I don't think he would do it even if it was a good idea, simply because he's already criticized his rival for doing something that he may need to do. He criticized Anthony Joshua for going from Rob McCracken to Robert Garcia to Derek James, now to Ben Davison. So, you know, I think for him, even if he knew in his mind of minds, hey, I need to change, he's not going to do it because it's going to be that hypocritical for him to do that. Malik Scott, you know, Lennox may be onto something. Malik Scott may be too much of a fanboy to train him properly and to show him other things that he needs. But here's the problem. He needs fights also. So it's hard to say, hey, get rid of Malik Scott, because like you guys heard me already state, hey, I don't think it's really Malik Scott as far as Wilder being rusty, because if he would have landed the right hand, nobody would have cared. Because everybody's so accustomed to Wilder doing the same thing, they think he's just good at doing that one thing, but he's good at executing that one thing to get the job done. So what does it matter? What difference does it make? It makes a lot of difference when you're in there with people that know everything that you can do, and that's not much, and they're able to foil that, okay? And they have an answer for that, and they're able to do what they need to do to beat you. Okay, so I think maybe changing trainers is not the right idea now. But I do understand why Lennox Lewis said what he said. He said what he said simply because it's like, okay, well, you got a guy that's not pushing you to do anyway. He loves you too much. He likes you. Everything you do is so spectacular. I could see 2 or 3 things Wilder did that I did not like just from seeing the clips that I saw. And you know me, I'm not a Deontay Wilder ass kisser. I expect more from him. I always did. When he started speaking that shit 8 years ago about when you got power, you don't need skill. When he started saying that, I knew something is missing from this man's repertoire, definitely by default, because he's talking stupid. He's talking incomplete. He's talking like a person that doesn't know much, because all he's saying is what he has. That's all you need. When anyone says anything like that, that means they lack something. That's the first thing I thought of. And I didn't even know Wilder. I just thought he was a big, tall, menacing man from Alabama with a sledgehammer, because he was knocking people out. Actually, the first fight I saw was Malik Scott. I'm like, well, damn, he didn't even hit him with anything. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe his left hook is that heavy. He's able to put Malik Scott down, and Malik Scott probably doesn't have a chin. Maybe he's chinny, or Deontay Wilder's that strong with his left hook. When you learn more about Deontay Wilder, you find out, oh, man, he ain't got a left hook at all. He doesn't even really know how to turn it over, or no one's really instructing him or forcing him to throw a proper hook. That's what I've seen lately with Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder, 2023, okay, through present. Okay, we seen him throwing the hook like he's throwing the hook like someone with a deflection. And if he has a deflection, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be making fun of anyone with any type of problems, okay? Because God knows I have my own. But him throwing that hook like that shows me, okay, there's a problem right there. You know, no head movement, or the habit of taking a picture with a punch after you throw your right hand without defense needed. That's another problem. Okay, so there's a lot of things that come to mind when talking about Deontay Wilder. Lackadaisical movements and things of that nature, that's another problem. See, so Lennox Lewis may be on to something, but him saying that he took the fight for money, that might have been exactly what is going on with him. You know, he might have taken that fight knowing he wasn't ready, but his ego and his entourage and his yes men told him otherwise. Yeah, man, you can knock him out. That's Joseph Parker. Anthony Joshua beat old Joseph Parker. So guess what? You going to whoop Anthony. All you got to do is knock out Joseph Parker. You can do it. But he wasn't ready to do it. Maybe it was the money. Maybe he did see dollar signs and things like that that deterred him from actually being ready, and he wasn't going to be ready because he hasn't fought in so long a time that it made no sense to go in there with someone that's already fought 3 times in the year like Joseph Parker. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Lennox Lewis giving his honest assessment on his pupil, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!